I'm like 100%, almost 100% sure, but I'm seeing way more growth and reach on Instagram and Facebook than I am on anything else right now. And that's between Instagram, Facebook, YouTube Shorts, and TikTok. Now, I think TikTok, the style of content that I've been doing just doesn't play as well there, because like the stuff I did earlier played really well there. And now I'm doing more like
the style that you're doing is not TikTok native.
Yeah, I don't think it is,
Instagram native.
But it's YouTube Shorts and with the same content, YouTube Shorts and Instagram, and actually Facebook's been the best. Like the reach has been really, really good. With TikTok, unfortunately, I know that I have to. I know what kind of. I was talking to the team about this yesterday. It's like I know what kind of content I need to make to go like do well on TikTok. I just don't think it's valuable content, and or at least for what I want to do right now. So
are you posting on, just really quickly before this gets glazed over, are you posting on your Facebook profile or your Facebook page that you're seeing reach right now?
Facebook page.
Okay. That's interesting.
I posted, here's the stats from me. And this is what pisses me off about this. This was not a great piece of content that I put together, but I wanted to see, it's something that I've had success with in the past. So all it is Gary Vee does this a lot, where it's like a color background with like a statement or a question. Sure. If you needed to make $1,000 this week, how would you do it? That post had 300 comments, 111 likes, reached 41,000 people. And most of those people were not people that follow the page. And I mean, it's actually, in the week that I've been like posting daily content, that thing on Facebook from the page is the highest performing thing that I've had. And it took the least amount of effort. I mean, there's so many comments I don't even know if I'm going to respond to all of them. But it's just really interesting that that's kind of the case. And what's cool about it though, is that there were plenty of people that either reached out, or there was even a guy that made a comment on it. He's like, dude, I forgot that you even existed. Like, welcome back to social media and stuff. And I was like, dude, that's cool. Like, it's cool that, something that simple can kind of like reactivate the audience. But yeah, so it's Facebook, Instagram, and then YouTube Shorts, and then TikTok. But TikTok is like, I'm going to have to do more hot takes kind of stuff, or look at the success I've had kind of stuff, which isn't really what I want to do. But I think I'm going to probably dip my toe into that a little bit just to kind of test things out, because that's kind of where we are right now. I'm just testing to see what works.
So biggest thing I've learned for TikTok is that there are styles of content that work for TikTok. And then there are styles of content that work for TikTok depending on how big your account is. And so, I told you I started experimenting with it last summer, and I was doing more what you're doing on Instagram, talking head, education, edutainment, however you want to call it. Like, here's, 3 tips to do this, or here's why this is good, or here's how I did blah, 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 that kind of stuff. And man, it struggles. It really struggles when you're starting out. And I started noticing, and I was doing that because I was, I always kind of take the approach of like, look at who the big players in your niche are and see what they're doing and see what's worked best from them. And then like put your spin on it. So like, you don't make their YouTube video, like you don't even watch it, but like if they have a title that worked really well, like, okay, what's my thoughts on that? Right. Like if they have 4 tips to do blah, 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 blah. Okay. Well, let me give my 5 tips to do blah, 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 that are my actual tips. Right. And so I started doing that. And then I started looking around, man, and I would see these accounts that were doing that style, that were talking about like what I talk about, like with my agency stuff and helping coaches grow and pay traffic and blah, blah, blah. And those people had really slow growth. I noticed they'd been posting for a year and a half, and they had 14,000 followers, 30,000 followers, like a lower amount compared to these bigger stuff. And then I noticed the bigger accounts were getting way more views on that. And so, long story short, what I finally realized is that the talking head stuff on TikTok doesn't really work until you have a bigger audience, because you kind of get these bumps. And I talked to you, I don't remember if it was on the podcast or elsewhere, that I've noticed, like when you start off, the way the algorithm works is it shows it to a certain number of people. And then if you hit enough engagement and watch time metrics, it goes to a bigger audience and then a bigger audience. And it basically keeps pushing it until you stop hitting whatever the KPI is, right? when you're doing talking head and it's only being shown to 250 people, the chances of you having good watch time and hitting those metrics are very low. But if you have 100,000 followers and you do talking head and your initial push is to 10,000 people, there's a much greater chance of it hitting the right people and you getting the watch time metrics and it going viral. And so that's why you can see viral talking head stuff, and you could make the exact same video as a small account and it not hit. So I think I think the important thing, and this is probably on a lot of platforms, but you have to know the difference between growth content and conversion or value content. And so like sometimes you have to post the stuff like the questions or the silly quotes or like the stuff that you and I as educators go like, this doesn't really bring a lot of value to somebody. It's just creating engagement or motivation or whatever, but it's not like helping somebody achieve a result. Like sometimes you need that to grow the following. That way, when you do the talking head, you do the educational, the valuable stuff, then the percentage of people, the smaller percentage of people of your bigger audience that are interested in that, like it's a bigger number, even if it's the same percentage. So to me, like, I think if you went in and you did that, you do both. You have the stuff that's growing it and you have the stuff that's like what we would be like, this is a good thing.
Yeah. No, I 100%. And that's what I did on TikTok initially. And it was like, I think that would work well and that would grow it really quickly.